Up first,
the 2K Sports Pregame Show.
Greetings, y'all. I'm your host, Ernie Johnson. Kenny the Jet Smith is here. So is Shaquille O'Neal. This is the NBA on 2K Sports. In this game, we'll see the Oklahoma City Thunder against the Orlando Magic. Checking out the Magic. Now, these are the games that challenge you. They'll have their work cut out for them, but they believe they can come away with a win. And guys, Aaron Gordon, the 4th overall pick back in 2014, got a lot of attention for his performance at the dunk contest. Kenny, how can he take his game to the next level?
He's taking it there. His shooting is improved, his ball handling is improved, and his need to take the big play or have the big moment, he is stepping into that limelight.
Yes, he is. He's an elite athlete, still very young. I would love to see him pair with a real mentor named Kenny Smith.
I'd pair up with him.
What would your advice be then to Aaron Gordon if you were going to mentor Aaron Gordon?
The first thing I'd say, basketball is the business, and let's start there. Everything else is a distraction because basketball is the business right now.
Solid advice.
Let me check with Shaq Shadamas. You like that? Yeah, it's pretty good. Pretty good.
You got issues, man.
He talks to himself.
Time for tip.
He answered himself. That's what's worse. Talking to himself or answering himself is worth it.
Equal.
Yo, Pierre, you want to come out here?
And we welcome you on this Chinese New Year to the NBA right here on 2K Sports. Glad to have you with us for this special presentation. I'm Kevin Harlan along with Greg Anthony and Brent Barry, our terrific analysts, and David Aldridge is our sideline reporter. Thunder here to defend the home court, playing host to the Eastern Conference. Their last encounter was in Orlando, where they were able to handle the Magic.
And when you shoot a high percentage from distance, that gives you momentum and really keeps the opponent on the ropes.
Well, accurate outside shooting when you're on the road, you find that kind of rhythm. It's hard to do. They made it look easy.
And nothing tips off a broadcast like getting the lowdown from the sidelines. And we've got David Aldridge there for that. David, good evening.
Well, guys, we know Russell Westbrook is a fearsome competitor, but he says you never know how long you'll be able to run like this or jump like this, so I go for it every time. I may look angry, but it's the only way I know. Yes, you look angry. Kevin?
Yeah, he's special, D.A., absolutely. Thanks. Very little locked in at this point, Brent, but sometimes it feels like the best teams are just waiting for the playoffs to begin.
Well, there's always this idea about building up for the playoffs, and I think over the past 5 or 6 seasons, most of the talk that we have is about those teams being as healthy as they possibly can be. And I think that's the time in the season we're at now, Kevin. Make sure that everybody is 100% ready to go, not just mentally, but physically.
And the coaches got to keep their focus, right? I mean, that's tough to do.
The coaches do, but the good ones start that process maybe in the last 15 games of the season to try to ramp things up so that guys feel ready to go once the end of the regular season comes.
Now the starting group for Orlando. Inside, we have Gordon and Vucevic. Augustine and Fournier are in the backcourt, and it's Isaac in at the 3. Hits the three-point bomb.
And he's got a quiet confidence about him, doesn't he, guys? I mean, he's thinking about shooting the ball as the pass is coming.
That one drops for him.
And where's the help? Obviously, a missed rotation, something they're going to want to patch up.
Well, you have to be able to trust each other on the defensive end of the floor. Otherwise, the whole thing is just going to crumble.
And Jeremy Grant picks up the foul. That's his first foul.
And that's a quick foul for him there. It looks like the refs are going to call this one pretty close.
Here's Gordon. No good. Some solid defense from Grant. Here's George. Rebounded by Isaac. Left side, Fournier. That one off the back iron and out. The Thunder have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Here's Westbrook. Adams trying to free himself up. Westbrook, no good. Magic have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Gordon, the pass to Augustine, and he gets the bucket. Augustine's got his first points of the game.
I like that recognition. Effortlessly getting his teammate the ball in a spot where he knows he can do something with it.
And defensively, this is a nightmare. He's already on a roll.
I love his will, his take charge attitude, the aggressiveness, all of that showing up here in the first.
Grant finds George, and it's blocked by Gordon. Isaac with the ball. He had 10 points in the win against Brooklyn.
Yeah, but his shot blocking was a factor as well. 3 on the game, just a major presence on the D.
Like the tactics on defense there, refusing to give the shooter the easy layup at the rim.
The Thunder shooting their first free throws of the game.
Only shooting 71 really on the season, so there is plenty of room for improvement.
That's good from George.
With Paul George, it's pretty awesome. You get the whole package. You get great scoring. You get good playmaking and rebounding. You get a defender with active hands. There's a lot of things about Paul George that can elevate everything you do to have great team success.
He hits both from the stripe.
Such a big bonus to have a big guy that can step up to the free throw line and knock down shots. So many guys struggle from there.
And George gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game.
That's his first personal foul.
Oklahoma City on D. It's a 3-point game. And Augustine kicks to Fournier. Bounce pass from Vucevic. Just 5 on the clock. And the basket by Isaac.
And you just can't let Isaac get that much room to shoot it from deep. He's a very consistent three-point shooter with a fluid shooting form.
And this quarter has been all about him. You feel every shot he's going to take is going in.
It's tipped. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
Well, sometimes it just takes an opportunity in the NBA, and Aaron Gordon has made the most of it. Since taking over that power forward role full-time, he has shown remarkable improvement. Plays with more confidence and aggression on offense and has transformed himself as a player.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
The first one falls. And for Gordon, in his first full season as a starter, he instantly became a star in the league.
And when he was taken 4th overall, this was the type of player the team was hoping he'd become. His outside shot has improved by leaps and bounds and always plays with speed and athleticism. And now I think he's got a much more fully rounded game, which makes him dangerous.
And he makes the first but misses the second. And there's Paul George on the assist by Grant. 10 points for Paul George.
Yeah, Paul George not waiting around, wanting to get out in transition, run the floor, and become a dangerous weapon on the perimeter.
Isaac, and he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. That one on George. The Magic have converted 1 of 2 free throws so far today.
At the line for 2.
Shooting 2.
That's good from Isaac.
And the overall skill set that Isaac possesses really off the charts. A big man who can run the floor, but also with that wingspan can defend the rim.
And that's good as he hits both of his shots.
Probably as close to a sure thing as you can have at the free throw line.
And that one's good. Westbrook.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
The Magic trail by 3. Knocked loose, and that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Westbrook.
A moment here to look at some numbers for Russell Westbrook. Averaging 21 points per game, 11 assists, and 11 rebounds. And he's a threat to go off in any game from anywhere.
I love it when guys tap back into that gift. All these guys at some point were that kind of player in their career. Fun to see it show up here.
And now the first timeout called here for the Magic.
Yeah, I mean, it's an opportunity to kind of regroup and discuss ways to maximize these possessions.
And therein lies the trick, discussing ways to be aggressive but not committing turnovers.
With a moment, let's check out the stats for Vucevic. The last 10 or so games, he has been remarkable. 3rd in rebounding, 9th in blocks, and he sits in the top 15 in points per game. An absolute powerhouse offensively.
And as you said, one of the league's top 3 rebounders. He has an instinct for how the shot's going to come off that rim. That's special. And the want-to corral it. Now, here's Isaac. He's got 8. Augustine, no luck.
Yeah, a little surprised he missed that one so badly. The defense was nowhere to be found.
And it's sent back by Isaac.
Oh, how about the read from the young fella? Isaac is dependable at anticipating when to go for the block. And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
The shot by George, no good. Now the pass to Isaac. Tries again. No good on that one. Some solid defense from Grant.
Well, he's gotten shots up, but they're not finding the rim. The squad's suffering because of it right now. A bit out of rhythm.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
Now here's Fournier. Really played well against Brooklyn in his last outing. Augustine against Westbrook. And Augustine kicks to Vucevic. And good. Coming in on the assist by DJ Augustine.
And they don't want to get in a habit of giving him open looks from 3. First quarter still, but not who you want to leave open.
Adams' shot is off.
And the defense cannot afford to be that lazy. You got to be up on the shooters at all times, especially at the mid-range.
Isaac passes to Vucevic. And slam dunk by Vucevic.
I love watching Isaac find the open teammate. Has great floor awareness out there and just knows when one of his guys has a clean look.
And the shot is good. George has got 14 points.
And I like that they're not settling. Getting the ball on the interior, 8 of their last 10 coming that way.
And Fournier kicks to Gordon. Magic moving the ball around. The 19-foot shot up again. The rebound by Steven Adams. The Thunder have gone 8 of 14 from the field in the first quarter. Here's George. Scores the bucket. He's 7 for 11 and continues to look good.
Think back to when Paul George entered the league in the 2010-11 season for the Indiana Pacers. A skinny kid. Not so much anymore.
Now here is Augustine. He picked up 12 points in their last win against Brooklyn. So it's the Thunder now. They lead by 4. And Westbrook gets it to go on the assist by George. 6 points for Russell Westbrook.
Attack, attack, attack. That's Russell getting closer to the rim. He just gets more and more aggressive in there.
Time called here. The Magic decide to talk it over.
And I like this timeout. You're getting terrible rim protection right now.
Well, you got to ask your team to give you a little bit more effort because there's just not a lot of fire on the defensive end.
Where have the shots been coming from tonight? Here's a look broken down by paint, mid-range, and three-point shot attempts so far for the Magic.
And they've really shied away from the mid-range. That's a new school style, and looking for shots beyond the arc and at the rim. Those tend to be far more efficient.
Now here is Augustine. They look to him for part of their offensive attack. Right now he averages nearly 12 points a game. And finished off by Westbrook.
You got your scorecard out, Kevin. That might be a 50, or are we going 100 or 1,000? Westbrook with a unique combination of power and athleticism.
That instant replay brought to you by Under Armour Hover Havoc, giving us a chance to relive the unleashing of chaos that time. Here's Vucevic. Augustine from outside hits it from three-point range. Augustine's got his second basket of the night.
Yeah, clearly a defensive lapse there. He is automatic from deep if you're going to leave him that wide open. Big-time mistake. That's the 10th straight point they've given up in the paint.
Here's Augustine. Paul George making his last shot. They double him with George. Down low, Isaac. And that one is hammered home.
Yeah, you got to push Isaac out of the paint. Once he's got that position, he is going to be all over the rim.
It's good.
And it's coming easy for them right now. 5 baskets in a row in the paint.
Inside, and then Gordon with the dunk.
Yeah, that's pretty much a perfect pass, and that's also alliteration.
Here's George, and George with the stuff.
Pretty cool that Paul George came to the game on a rocket ship because he's on another planet right now.
Here's Augustine bringing it up now for Orlando. They trail by 7. They're coming off that win against the Nets.
And I felt like they came out of that with a terrific game plan, especially on the offensive end.
The defense seemed to be swirling and guessing about where the attack was coming from, inside, outside, and in transition.
Outside Fournier. Passes it to Vucevic. Here's Isaac. Adams defending, and the basket by Isaac.
And Isaac has proven to be more than capable with his mid-range jump shot. He keeps it up high in the air so the defense doesn't really have a chance to disrupt his rhythm.
And they call the foul, so a chance at the line for one more coming up. So we'll see Russell Westbrook go to the line here. That one on Vucevic.
Well, you think back to a time when people wondered if Westbrook was too aggressive playing with KD. They said Russ was taking too many shots. No questions anymore. Westbrook is the man in OKC.
Looking at who's out there now for the Thunder. Noel's checked in for Adams. Patterson comes in for Grant. Abrinas is checked in for George. And Dennis Schroeder subbed in for Terrence Ferguson. Free throw good, Westbrook. And for Westbrook, winning the MVP and averaging a triple-double for an entire season. Greg, how much does he have left to prove?
Well, it's all about winning. We know Russ can take over a game. We know he can make his teammates better. How much better and how far they get in the playoffs, that's the real question.
And the Thunder making a change here. Diallo's checked in. Shooter comes with the double team. Back to Grant. Good ball movement here by the Magic. 6 to shoot. A 3-ball. And it's a 1-2 missing. Oklahoma City leading by 6. Here's Aprinas. Whistle blows. Basket is good. So a chance here for a 3-point play.
And their offense already in a flow. Some stellar shooting to jump out to this lead.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight.
Gotta admire what he's been able to do at the free throw line this season. How about over 90%?
The Magic making a switch here. Simmons is checked in. And the free throw, no good. Brent, we're seeing a number of superstars sign shorter contracts with early opt-outs. Why have we seen that trend?
Well, I think in some of those cases, the players are knowing that the opportunity for a larger cap in the successive years, they want the opportunity to maximize their earning potential. So seeing a Kevin Durant or a LeBron James sign a 1-year deal or a 1+1, it gives them the opportunity to cash in a year later for the type of contract that they deserve, the maximum contract allowable.
Here's Simmons. Patrick Patterson picking up that last bucket. And here is Ross. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. And it's Gordon finishing it off.
Wow, check out that assist. That's a pair of teammates that are clearly on the same page. Methodical in their approach. They have absolutely owned this first quarter.
Yeah, you can credit the play calling. Nothing really fancy, just imposing their will on the inside.
Well, it was the Oklahoma City Thunder in their last game, a loss to the Celtics in Boston. Here's Patterson. The putback. Great positioning on the putback. And the Thunder lead by 12.
And that one gives them a +5 rebound advantage, Kevin.
Orlando's gone 4 of 8 on their 3-point attempts, doing a lot of work from way outside here in the first quarter. Aprinas with a bucket. Aprinas has got his second basket of the game.
And the defense looks soft early on. They've got to sum it up. A little more sense of urgency.
And Simmons kicks to Bamba. Pass to Ross. The Magic again can't hit.
No excuse for him not drilling that one there. The defense was nowhere to be found. Maybe could have taken a little more time.
Basket counts.
And you can't help but pick their defense apart. They're completely in disarray.
Grant dishes to Simmons. Back to Grant. Will it go? Thunder with the rebound. They couldn't put the pieces together, losing that last matchup with Boston.
Yeah, and some of that loss was due to a lack of hustle, especially on the defensive end.
And there are games where an opponent gets aggressive. You got to raise your level of play. They failed to do that in this one.
Here's Grant following the score by Oklahoma City. Ross with a wide open look and a miss there on the triple. And so it's Schroeder with the ball. He'll bring it up for Oklahoma City. It's an 18-point game. And there's a whistle, and that's going to go on Simmons. That's his first foul.
And really, these are some of the toughest calls an official has to make.
Here's Schroeder.
And despite that miss, a strong start for them offensively.
A quick shot there, and it's off target. And Simmons kicks to Grant. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. Patterson's got 4 rebounds in this game.
A team's rebounding is a great measure of its energy, and theirs has been terrific here in the first quarter.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Now here's Gordon. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against Brooklyn. No good from Simmons. Oklahoma City leading by 20. Here's Patterson, and they call the foul, so a chance at the line for one more coming up.
They are just killing them on the interior.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight.
And of course, we'd all like to see his percentage at the line improve, but he just does not have the touch right now. He's in the 60s.
One shot.
Well, Patrick Patterson had some great years where he showed his three-point shooting prowess, but if he can get down into the post and score there as well, it's another option for their offense.
Out of bounds as Orlando keeps possession.
Magic ball.
And Orlando has possession. And he gets the bucket. Grant's got his first points in this one.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off. And already with the commanding lead, a terrific offensive performance.
And if you check out the strategy, you can see already the plays that they're calling. Feels like they found a weakness or two in the defense.
And so it's the Oklahoma City Thunder, riding high with a 23-point lead heading into the break. From the field, they have been outstanding. Amazing shooting. That's what has them headed to a blowout. We've got more NBA basketball coming your way in just a minute. The leadership of Russell Westbrook is so important to the team, and Steven Adams talked about what it means to him.
He's doing just an unbelievable job at just controlling the guys, controlling the game, making sure that everyone's feeling in the right mood to play and willing to sacrifice for one another.
You know, so much of leadership is that emotional component, motivating guys to give their all.
And Russ certainly leads by example with his competitive zeal, but he understands also he's got to bring his teammates with him.
And if you're just tuning in, we've got a wide margin on the scoreboard, but plenty of time left for a comeback. And for the Thunder here, they've been putting on a show, guys.
So far, they've been active, scoring the basketball, built up a little lead here, and looking good.
Well, when you come out in the first quarter with that kind of offense, obviously the game plan is in full effect. Let's see if they can keep that momentum going.
And a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. So the Thunder 5 right now. Dennis Schroeder is out there with Felton. Then there's Patrick Patterson. Then it's Noel. And it's Abrinas in at the small forward position.
At the line.
Shoot two.
That free throw, no good. The big changes in defensive rules happened right in the middle of your playing days. How did people initially react to those?
Well, a lot of guys had 3 quick fouls, Kevin, because they're out hand checking and pushing guys around. And they say, what do you mean I can't do this anymore? I get paid to push guys around. But after a little while, obviously, guys stepping off and understanding positions on the floor where you could get away with more physical play than you can out in front with point guards, obviously, and having refs' eyes on them or down on the block.
And that one is stuffed right through.
And a hard finish there, guys.
Yeah, and only one hand needed for that one. Now, here's Grant. Outside, Simmons. Ross on the wing. The three. Drills the three-pointer. Ross has got 5 points now this quarter.
This is the kind of guy that you wake up in a cold sweat the night before you play him. Just a matchup nightmare. Tricky, confident, and he takes on all comers.
And Orlando has possession. To the inside, Simmons. And Simmons slams it in.
And that's how you set up your teammates. Done with a little bit of flair.
Here's Abrinas, and Oklahoma City again with the bucket.
Yeah, 3 consecutive field goals have come right at the rim. The D had better start buckling down.
Grant kicks to Simmons. It's a hand on it. And the basket by Gordon. Gordon's got 9 points.
Defensively, you cause the miss, but then you have to corral it.
Well, that's the second part of the equation there. Block out, be aggressive, and control the glass.
Quarter number 2, we're about 2 minutes in. And here's Grant. He'll bring it up for Orlando. Here's Bamba. That shot off the mark. Now Oklahoma City takes it the other way. Felton against Simmons. Felton can't get it to go. The Magic have gone 4 of 8 so far here in the second quarter. Simmons finds Ross. The basket good off the assist from Simmons. And it's 8 points for Terrence Ross.
You know, he didn't score the ball much in the first quarter, but he has been really, really solid during the second quarter. I expect a big game from him now.
And just enough wiggle room to get off his shot.
Well, tremendous focus with the bigger guy all over him. It speaks to the toughness he has down there.
Now a timeout called by Orlando.
And Jonathan Simmons, the explosive wing player, went undrafted but has earned a spot in the NBA after a strong couple of years in the G League. Now he's established himself as a potent offensive player.
Getting ready for Oklahoma City. Steven Adams, he's checked in for Nerlens Noel. Grant comes in for Patrick Patterson. Paul George is checked in for Alex Abrinas. And Russell Westbrook is subbed in for Dennis Schroeder. Vucevic checked in for Orlando. Fournier comes in for Simmons. And for Simmons, when he was in the G League, he developed, Greg, his playmaking.
Yeah, spent some time at point guard at that level, and I think it helps him in terms of finding ways to create shots for himself. He's definitely at his best when the ball is in his hands. Not so much a spot-up player, but he can create offense for a team in a hurry. Oh, Kev, he put some anger behind that one.
You're telling me.
Yeah, Westbrook, you fear this. He gets locked in early in games like this. It could be a monster performance.
And in this second quarter, a little under 3.5 minutes played already. Felton against Grant. Outside Fournier. And the three off target.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
George with the bucket.
George is not settling for low percentage plays right now. He's putting the defense in a really tough position.
The Magic have gotten 7 of their 12 field goal attempts to drop here in the second quarter. Up over 50%. Guys, some great passing from them.
Yeah, everybody's touching it, and you're starting to see the assists pile up because the rhythm is on display offensively. And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Magic moving the ball around, and Vucevic throws it down.
And guys, he's not an easy man to stop when he's got the rim in his sights.
Never has been, never will be. He is a determined finisher.
He's having a night right now. Credit to the shooting touch, helping his team with the lead.
Westbrook with the steal. And oh, here we go with George. Nobody back.
Well, the anticipation for steals that Westbrook shows, I mean, maybe playing point guard paying off on the defensive end to help create that fast break.
And it's the Magic with the ball. Grant kicks to Ross. But they recover it. Back to Grant. Second shot opportunity. Westbrook pulls it in, and it's Oklahoma City's ball. They're on a 14-6 run. And George, here we go. And George with the stuff.
Well, once Paul George gets in that deep, get out of the way. He's coming right at you.
Here's Grant. He's got 5. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Pass to Vucevic. Al Fournier. Ross on the wing. Lots of room. And it's out of bounds. They say last touch by Adams.
Magic ball.
Some great shooters here. Let's check out the league leaders. Fifth is Steven Adams.
And just so reliable offensively. It's one thing to find good looks, but you've got to finish when you get them, and he does at a fantastic rate.
Grant the pass to Ross. To the paint. And the dunk by Bamba.
Yeah, and that 7'9" wingspan on full display there. Bamba swooping in with authority. And a terrific percentage here in the first half. You got to love their rhythm and the flow with which they're playing.
I also like the adjustments that they've made. Each time they're defended a little bit differently, they seem to have the answer for it.
They double him with George. Ross against George. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. And a look here at the shot chart for George.
Well, that is what it looks like when you are in the zone. He's been very efficient with his scoring and is leading the way for his team on offense. With every make, you can see the confidence growing. And I don't think he'll slow down anytime soon.
That free throw good from Ross. And both free throws good for Ross. So it's the Thunder now. And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Kevin, the league has unveiled a 5-point plan to improve player-referee relations. Things became heated last season with a lot of star players ejected for arguing with officials. The emphasis on respect and clear standards of conduct on both sides can only help. Kevin?
Very good point, David. Completely agree. Thanks.
2 shots.
He misses the free throw. Russell Westbrook, passionate about the game of basketball, Brent, we know that, but fashion among his foremost interests outside the game.
Yeah, the honor the gift fashion line, which, you know, Kevin, you and I don't think we have much in our closets from that, but got to respect it. Fearless, not only on the court, but off the court in some of the attire that Russell Westbrook brings to the game.
And so it's Augustine who will bring it up for Orlando. Taken away by Felton. And Felton with a clear path to the hoop. Good on the bucket. Felton's got his second bucket tonight.
And when you can outscore your opponent in transition, that's always going to work to your advantage.
They've also taken care of some of the details in this game, and that's why they're ahead.
They get it back. Isaac. George with the defensive effort.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
Well, even though he missed, you like seeing him taking that kind of shot. The defense must be better.
Here's a 1-2. He's covered by Westbrook. It's good. And 12 points for Terrence Ross.
This is a guy whose mindset just never changes. Even when they're losing, he's always going to be aggressive.
And it's George missing. Orlando's gotten the three-point bug tonight. They've taken 15 shots outside the arc. They're 6 of 15. Got a piece of it. Here's a 1-2. Last game he had 10 points. No good from Ross.
I don't know what happened there. That was an easy 2 points that he just threw away.
They get it again. Adams. And Adams with the slam.
Adams, such a physical presence out there on the glass. This is how he gets a lot of his points.
Augustine looking around. The jump hook. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. Westbrook's got 4 rebounds now tonight. And there's Paul George on the assist by Westbrook. Westbrook's got assist number 5 here tonight. Orlando's gone 2 for 5 from three-point land since the end of the first. Down low, here's Ross. Thunder with the rebound. Next up on the schedule, the Grizzlies. That'll be a home game, and that game is the second of 2 straight at home.
This guy is just shredding the defense right now. He's hitting any shots he's putting up.
The Magic shooting, not great, 40% for the game. Augustine dishes to Vucevic. Magic moving the ball around, and slam dunk by Vucevic.
You gotta love his aggressiveness to finish inside.
Well, his leaping ability gives him a great advantage. And first time of the game called for Oklahoma City.
And sometimes you just want a reminder of what our objectives are tonight.
Yeah, get everyone on the same page and point it in the right direction.
A different look for Oklahoma City. Terrence Ferguson comes in for George, and Diallo subbed in for Raymond Felton. The Thunder shooting has been out of this world, 74% from the field. Out of bounds, Orlando takes possession.
Yeah, it's a disappointing sequence of plays. Absolutely inexcusable turning the ball over like that.
Here's Augustine. The rebound by Steven Adams. Adams has got 6 rebounds now in the game.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
Awandu kicks to Augustine. No good on the triple.
I think what I'd like to see from him in this quarter is getting going from the perimeter. Hit a 3 in the first, nothing in the second.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
To the inside, Westbrook with the block.
There is no question that Russell is one of the top 10 athletes we have in the league. On full display there. This is where you got to put a body on the guy. His will is incredible down on the interior, fighting and clawing for every rebound.
And they call the foul, so he's got the and one chance here to make it a 3-point play. He's got his 4th free throw of the game. Gordon's checked in for the Magic.
Shooting 1.
The free throw drops for Russell Westbrook.
Westbrook, former MVP, a remarkable combo guard, and we know he does a little bit or a lot of it of everything.
There's the double team with Westbrook. To the middle, and then Gordon with the dunk.
And that lead pass allowed him to get straight to the rim unabated in stride.
From outside the arc, and it's Russell Westbrook with the 3. Westbrook's got 13 points now in the quarter.
Well, the O looks unstoppable tonight, especially because of that guy. He's just torching him.
And the Thunder pushing it up now. Grant leading the charge, and the dunk by Grant.
Grant, one of those big guys that gets up off the ground like a guard. Love to see him throw it down.
Orlando's gotten cold from deep in the second quarter, just 2 of 6 from long range. Over in the corner, Isaac. And good. Coming in on the assist by DJ Augustine. Augustine's got his 7th assist of the game with that last one. And that one's good. Westbrook.
It's funny, when Russell slows down, he gets a little more crafty with his moves and his pacing, leaving the defense right there helpless.
Right side, Gordon for the 3. The rebound by Steven Adams. Adams has got his 7th rebound here tonight.
And physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. A plus 10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
And you can see now they're starting to push the tempo to good effect.
And so it's Augustine who will bring it up for Orlando. To the paint, Gordon. And then Gordon with the dunk.
That's some good interior passing, and that's how you move it on the inside.
Out to the right wing. Here's Ferguson. That's his 2nd shot and his 2nd basket. He's 2 for 2.
They're doing a really good job of getting the ball inside and attacking the paint. That's an area they have completely dominated.
Augustine against Westbrook. Westbrook with the steal. The finish. And finished off by Westbrook.
Russell getting to the rim. One of my favorite things to watch the entire season.
Well, Orlando shooting 45% in quarter number 2. Augustine passes to Isaac. Gordon for 3. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. Adams has got 8 rebounds in this game. 2 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Yep, it counts. Ferguson's got 6.
And 10 of their last 12 coming off assists.
Feeds it to Gordon. Here's Isaac. Offline with his 3. Now a timeout called by Oklahoma City. The Magic making a switch here. 8 seconds left in the first half of basketball. It's Schroeder with the drive. And that one drops for him. Schroeder's got 7 now in this quarter.
And you gotta love Schroeder, just never afraid about taking it all the way up to the hole.
Paul George, he's been the guy making things happen for Oklahoma City. They kept going to him again and again, and he delivered with a monster quarter. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Kevin, thanks. Here with Coach Clifford. What was the biggest problem for your guys in the first half?
Well, you know what? We're a defensive team first, and we've been good defensively. We've been organized. We weren't that in that first half, and that's what we got to concentrate to get the game going back our way.
See if you revert back to your form in the second half. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks so much, Dave, for the great interview. Don't go away, folks. We'll be back for the second half of basketball right after this.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Boy, a lot of energy in this arena tonight. The hometown fans getting after it. I'm Ernie Johnson. Shaquille O'Neal's here. So is Kenny the Jet Smith. An outstanding first quarter for Paul George. He had 37 points, 3 rebounds, and 1 assist. Kenny, let's get your take on Oklahoma City.
Well, we can't look past the huge contribution their bench has provided. They've got this lead mainly because of the injection of energy and offense that they got from their reserves. That's what a coach wants to see. I'm guessing the minutes will be spread out a little bit in the second half.
Check. What'd you think about Orlando?
Not pretty to watch how they get torched in the low post, Ernie. When they were playing defense in the post, you know me, Ernie. Barbecue chicken alert, barbecue chicken alert. This team is going to have to up the pressure, play more physical in the second half, start a fight, throw some bowls, let's go.
And that wraps up the halftime show. Third quarter set to begin in just a few.
Welcome back to Oklahoma City, everyone. You can see Chesapeake Energy Arena there in the background as the cars stream down I-40. And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. It's been one outstanding game from George.
And I love the game plan in that first half. They really valued each possession.
Efficient so far with the shots that he's taken. His contributions have been fantastic.
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. Tipping off the second half, here's Steve Clifford's 5. Inside, we have Gordon and Vucevic. Augustine and Fournier are in the backcourt, and it's Isaac in at the 3 spot. Augustine from outside, he gets hauled in by Paul George. Oklahoma City's gone 3 of 6 tonight when they've let it fly from downtown. And it's sent back by Isaac. Back to Fournier. Tries from 16 and misses it off the right side of the rim. And so here is Oklahoma City. And George, here we go. Count that one. George has got 39.
Moving it around, 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
Knocked away. Over in the corner, Isaac. Offline with his 3.
And they just cannot seem to get it going so far in this half, missing their first 3 shots.
Incredible reverse throwdown. Excellent body control.
And guys, I'd even go as far to say that was a punctuation dunk. And with a little over a minute gone, the second half is underway. And Augustine kicks to Gordon. Once again off the mark, Orlando.
Yeah, maybe the halftime cut into some of that rhythm they had in the first half. So far, 0 for 4 to start the second half.
And they pick up 2.
That makes it 10 of their last 12 coming from inside the paint.
And Jeremy Grant, great genes for the game, Greg. Father was Harvey, uncle was Horace, both NBA players and stars. His brother Jarian also in the association.
Yeah, and Jeremy might be the best athletically of them all. I mean, 6'8" with that 7'3" wingspan, great bounce. If he can develop his skill to match, he'll have a long and prosperous NBA career.
Ooh, the D did just enough to keep him from scoring. Thought that was in for sure.
Oh, and a fast break for Oklahoma City. Whoa!
Wow. Good out.
And I think that play sort of sums up what we've seen tonight. Just simply being outplayed both sides of the ball. Smart basketball defensively, turning into easy points.
Second half of play with just under 2.5 minutes gone. Gordon with no one around, and good. Coming in on the assist by DJ Augustine.
At least get a hand up. It's not too much to ask from a coaching staff. Just not intimidating defense at all on that possession.
Count that one from Isaac. Isaac's got 16 points.
And how about Isaac there, making himself a big target. Tough to match up with him in these open floor situations.
And George gets the whistle that time. That's his 3rd foul of the game for the Magic. Bamba is checked in for Vucevic, and it's Grant in for Augustine.
Jared Grant.
The Magic have gone 3 of 7 on field goal attempts here in the second half. They double him with George, and it's Paul George with the foul. That will get him his 4th foul of the game.
And that's number 4. Definitely something to keep track of as we move forward.
Second half of play, and we're 3 minutes into the third here. Now the pass to Fournier. 6 on the shot clock. There's the dish to Bamba. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. Grant's got his 8th rebound here tonight. And George, here we go. Good on the shot.
Well, he's got a baton in the right hand as he's orchestrating what's going on. A maestro, if you will.
To the middle. And he takes that one up and powers it through.
Yeah, he's aggressive offensively, and the versatility in that arsenal, when you look at his size, is what makes him at times unguardable.
Grant kicks to Bamba. From the arc, and again it's Orlando with the three.
Well, in this day and age, big men shoot more and more three-pointers, and he's fully capable of a triple.
And that one's good. Westbrook.
I'm sorry, that's poor defense down low again. It's been a mismatch thus far in the paint.
Tipped away. Westbrook with the steal. And now the fast break. Westbrook with the ball, and Westbrook throws it down hard.
Well, he's edge-of-your-seat material out in transition. Westbrook is equally adept at pulling up for the shot or taking it to the rack.
Here's Bamba. It doesn't go for him. Adams, some nice D. Passes it to Ferguson. Shoots from 14. That shot missing. The Magic go the other way with it. Grant outside. Gordon finds Fournier, and Adams sends it back.
Well, Adams quick off his feet there with that size and length. Tough to shoot over.
Here's George, and that one goes long. And here's Grant. He'll bring it up for Orlando. Isaac. Another miss by Orlando. Now here's George. Tight defense on him, and it's good for two. George has got 45 points.
This is great to see him take over in stretches like this, coming alive at just the right time.
And Fournier kicks to Bamba. Back to Fournier. A second chance effort. Basket good. Fournier's got his first bucket in this one.
And the rebound and the follow show you what he is all about. Gritty and determined with a soft touch to match.
Broke loose. He swipes the ball away again. And that's his sixth steal of the night.
Imposing his will at the defensive end. Out quickly, then the beautiful execution. You can't do it any better.
Well, there's running the floor, and then there's running the floor with purpose. And I love the energy on this play.
Grant the pass to Bamba. Orlando moving the ball around. No good from Grant. Oklahoma City has gone 3 of 6 tonight when they've let it fly from downtown. Westbrook with the bucket.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score consistently.
It's Fournier on the wing. Bamba dishes to Fournier. And now the fast break. George with the ball. And he drops in the layup off the glass. George has got 47 points.
Yeah, it's been about the fast break. Been real kind to him here early, and they are clicking in transition.
Pass to Bamba. Adams, some nice D.
Now, this is a quarter that he would love to forget as soon as possible. Not getting anything to go.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
For Oklahoma City, they have scored 6 points from their 8 attempts at the line so far. A different look for Oklahoma City. Merlin's Noel checks in for Adams. Patterson comes in for Grant, and Dennis Schroeder subbed in for Terrence Ferguson. The Magic also changing it up. Awundu's checked in, and it's Ross in for Fournier.
One shot.
George, no good on the free throw. Orlando's gone 2 of 5 with the three-point shot since coming out of the break. And count it, the shot is good. He'll go to the free throw line.
What a play there. The hoop plus the harm.
For Orlando, they have shot 75% at the stripe, 6 of 8.
Yeah, pretty good numbers on the season when you look at their free throw attempts, right around 78%.
Time called here. The Thunder decide to talk it over.
OKC, make some noise for your Thunder Girls.
now a chance to see the numbers for George. Just an incredible month of basketball. Second in scoring, third in steals, and he's among the top 20 players in three-point field goal percentage. He has been locked and loaded from beyond.
And what he's doing right now, carving up defensive schemes at will, second best scorer in the league, it's just a marvelous thing to watch and appreciate. The league and players union, Brent, both have expressed supporting guys who express their views and social concerns. You like that?
Well, I think it's amazing the way the league has backed some of the avenues with which players have used their voices.
Embraced.
Well, extending well beyond just saying things, Kevin, because we know actions speak louder than words, and there are so many guys around our league that do important philanthropic work. But the fact that the league supports all of those things, the fact that you see Adam Silver show up at some of these events, or that there's press releases from the league office about some of the things guys are doing, there's amazing cohesion when it comes to the league and its players, because they understand that everything that they're doing has such a significant impact in the communities in which they live in and around the game with which we all love.
Well said. Oh, and he plucks it off the glass. Wow. Here's a one-do. The Thunder pull it in. Noel down low. The floater. That one falls. Noel's got 6.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
And the dunk by Bamba.
You know, we talk so much about accurate shooting. Sometimes accurate passing can lead to great shooting. You saw it there.
Westbrook lays it up and banks it in. Westbrook's got 42 in the game.
Like how high Westbrook is elevating there. Goes up strong inside, and he feels like converting that shot's not a problem.
For 3, Ross. The rebound by Patterson. Patterson's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. And Westbrook, here we go, shakes off the strong D and gets to the bucket for 2. And Simmons has got the ball here for Orlando. And the officials signal the backcourt violation. Not very careful there. And now you see the 2K leaderboard. Not only have these teams caused a lot of turnovers over the last 10 games, but they've scored off them as well. Second, the Thunder.
Just a terrific job over this stretch of forcing turnovers and capitalizing. They'd love to continue that trend.
Westbrook with it, and it's Gordon picking him up, and he gets the bucket. Westbrook's got 46 points.
And they've worked the ball around so well tonight for those quality looks from mid-range.
Back to Ross, the 3. And it's Noel with the rebound. Noel's got 6 rebounds here tonight. Here's George. Simmons with the defensive effort. Well, Orlando shooting down near the 40% mark since halftime. They've been slow getting going. Magic moving the ball around. A one-do. That's good. A one-do's got his 2nd bucket of the game to go. Oklahoma City's gone 3 of 6 tonight when they've let it fly from downtown. Yes, that goes in.
Yeah, great court awareness. Westbrook sizing up the D and doing a good job of locating the open man.
Simmons feeling it out a bit. Westbrook against Ross. And the rejection by Noel. And it's out of bounds to the Magic as Orlando will retain possession. And the Thunder with some changes. Diallo, he's checked in for Paul George. And Alex Abrinas subbed in for Russell Westbrook. Vucevic checked in for the Magic. .157 left in the 3rd quarter of the game.
Not a stellar first half, but he's become an absolute machine scoring the ball in the 2nd.
Poke loose, and it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Ross. Already it's February. Let's see how the East is matching up. You look at the Bucks, earning the 1st place position with a terrific record. And we've seen them perform splendidly pretty much all season long so far, and they're definitely the team to beat. And, of course, Orlando. They're at the 10th position.
And when I look at Orlando, they basically lived up to the expectations so far this season. And that's not really good news for their fan base because those expectations only had them on the brink of the playoffs.
Unfortunately, those expectations were right on the money. They just weren't ready to join that elite group of teams at the top of this league. And they're still in the playoff picture, and we all know anything can happen in the postseason.
2 shots.
And he knocks down the first one.
And Dennis Schroeder, a.k.a. Dennis the Menace, remember, coming over from Germany, has been a great slasher and an attack point guard who likes to get around the rim and challenge some bigger defenders.
Good on both. And with Schroeder, his ability to cut back, Brent, with the ball is what makes him a great playmaker.
He plays some games around the screen, and his vision has improved. Being in that system, some predictive passing has helped him along, and he still has some flash and flair to his game. Like to see it when he plays with that kind of confidence.
On defense, the Thunder. Here's Bamba. The rebound by Patterson. And Noel kicks to Diallo. In deep, and that's off the glass and in.
And giving up some height, he just finds a way to carve out a little separation.
This is sort of the joust of the NBA where the aggressive player, more often than not, wins out.
Vucevic, and Vucevic throws it down.
Just no chance there for the defense. Major size disadvantage. He's got no business trying to stop that slam. Just get out of the way.
Oh, and he misses the dunk. Magic shooting around 41% on the night. In the corner, Simmons with it. Inside. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. Oh, and a fast break for Oklahoma City. Here's Abrinas. The shot that time, not on target. The Magic go the other way with it. Wandu passes to Bamba. For 3, Ross gets the three-pointer to fall. Ross has got 6 in the quarter.
Watch out. Now that he's got his first 3 of the half, there might be more in store.
And that one's good. Schroeder.
And Schroeder did not even have to think twice about that shot. This young man simply devours these chances inside.
Simmons against Schroeder. Now Simmons. Taking a look at his numbers, he averages about 7 points a game. Shot clock at 6. He kicks it to Vucevic. Back to Simmons. And a little luck that time, but it drops. Simmons got his second basket of the game. And as we conclude the third quarter, pretty much a blowout. It's been a one-sided affair. It's the Thunder running away with it. And fourth quarter basketball will be coming your way on 2K Sports right after this. And let's take this chance now to show you the State Farm assist of the game.
And he may not be known as a pass-first guy playing out of the 2-guard spot, but he shows here that he can dole out an assist or 2 when he needs to.
Even though the position is called shooting guard, passing part of your responsibilities in today's game.
And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. Oklahoma City's gone 3 of 6 tonight when they've let it fly from downtown. Patrick Patterson is out there with Diallo. Then there's Felton. Then it's Noel. And it's Abrinas in at the shooting guard. That's the lineup in the game for Oklahoma City. Here's Augustine. This is the second year with the sponsored patches on the jersey, advertising more or less. Have you gotten used to seeing those things?
Yeah, I think it was no problem last year.
They're small, they're unintrusive,
some
right?
teams did some really cool creative things with the color schemes, and I don't think we've seen the last of that, Kevin.
We see it in European games on their jerseys.
Yeah, sometimes it's hard to recognize the number with how many advertisements are on the jerseys. But
billboard.
Yeah, I don't think we're done with it yet.
Worked that one inside nicely.
Here's Simmons. Kicks it to Augustine. Just 5 on the clock. Here's the 3. Bangs home the trifecta.
And defensively, you have got to extend to their shooters. They have been on fire this half.
Yeah, and then the fear sets in that you're going to create driving lanes that could lead to easy buckets. This is not an easy fix.
And so it's Augustine who will bring it up for the Orlando Magic. He feeds it to Simmons over Felton. No good from Simmons. For Oklahoma City, they've gone 2 of 3 from the field to get the fourth quarter started. Here's Abrinas. Got it. Number 7 on the night. 7 for 11 from the floor.
And some guys just have a nose for scoring. And this one couldn't have been any easier.
Well, on the defensive end, this is a joke. The lack of awareness is exactly why this team is so far behind.
Jumps up, and it's Patterson finishing it off.
You have 2 things working here, the turnover and then the excellent finish.
And good job of transitioning end to end there. There was no hesitation.
Orlando's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. To the inside, Martin, and finished off by Martin.
You always hear about chemistry. That's a perfect example, knowing where each other is at all times.
And the layup falls. Abrinas has got 4 this quarter.
Nicely done. They continue to attack inside, and that's 10 points in a row in the paint.
Pass to Simmons. Back to Augustine. The basket good off the assist from Simmons.
Oh, I love that dish down low.
Thunder have gone 5 of 6 from the field to start the fourth quarter on a roll. Here's Felton. Mozgov with the block.
And the size and length of Mozgov, a big factor. Hard to convert when he's there.
And it's Martin missing.
Well defended, though, and he's not someone who handles that kind of pressure very well.
Shot good by Diallo.
They're consistently finding ways to get the ball inside and taking full advantage.
The Magic have gone 3 of 6 from the field so far in the fourth quarter. And Augustine kicks to a 1-2. But they get it back.
And the offensive rebounding, really the story here today. Even with the big lead, they're still showing more hustle on the board.
Here's Abrinas, guarded by Simmons. Abrinas with a bucket.
And every move he makes looks like the right one at this point.
Yeah, shooting at a very high percentage right now. This one extending the lead.
Martin dishes to Augustine. There's the feed to Simmons. Second chance shot. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. Noel's got 9 rebounds in the game. Getting it done. Shoots from the baseline. Mozgov grabs the board. For Orlando, they've gone 4 of 10 here in the final period. Not the time to go cold. Got a piece of it. And pushing it up here. Here is Oklahoma City. Felton leading the charge.
Defense, for me, just hasn't made the commitment to sprint back in transition, and that's why you see such a huge differential in fast break points.
And there's the call on Felton. That'll be his second foul of the game. Certain guys can play within themselves and still dominate. You played along one of the best that you saw up close in Tim Duncan.
Well, one of the things I think about with Tim is how many numbers he left on the board, Kevin. The way that Coach Popovich played him, minimal minutes, touches when needed most, where Tim usually came through, but how much more dominant he truly could have been.
And he didn't care about numbers, did he?
Not at all. He cared about one number, and that's putting W's on the board. But how many more things Tim Duncan would have led categorically in the history of the NBA at the power forward position, but overall, the numbers would have been staggering.
And he's probably looking at some matchups on the floor he'd like to take advantage of.
I'm interested in what he's seeing and then what kind of play they run coming out of this timeout.
I'm connected like Dove with ice cubes in my watch and Doves on the black bean. I'm getting paid because I do all the work. It's rainy days if we don't move out, we go for search.
And the Thunder making a switch here. Nader's checked in. On defense, Oklahoma City. Over to the left wing. Three-pointer Augustine. Nader grabs the board.
And they had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage.
And Felton with the basket on the assist by Patterson. Patterson's got 6 assists in the game.
Just a late reaction there from the defense, and he is always going to finish that one.
And the pass to Isaac. Orlando moving the ball around. Augustine, that's good.
The D has done a very poor job at contesting him from outside, guys. He's tearing into them right now, and they cannot stop him.
And since they come out of halftime, they've been extremely poised and very efficient.
Yeah, I think they have been winning the battle of shot selection here in the second half, and that's led to an excellent shooting percentage from the field.
Down low, here's Simmons. Lays it up and in off the pretty assist.
I love how he establishes his post position inside before he converts.
Here's Noel. He's off on that one. Excellent D there from Mozgov. Now here's Isaac. He's guarded closely and good that time. And that's now 6 points for Martin.
And just a nice combination of size and feel there. Terrific finish down low.
Tearaway warm-ups have long been a feature of the NBA. But last season, the new tearaway jerseys, they just kept ripping apart.
The old uniform malfunction, Kevin, last year. Yeah, maybe.
You even had a couple malfunctions, and that was odd.
Well, the tie? Bad tie?
Yeah.
I always have bad ties.
No.
I think they're looking back at the material choices for what they're doing, so maybe there'll be some subtle changes into this year. But it was interesting. In the early part of last year, a lot of guys with a finger underneath the arm and pulling away a jersey and ripped away. So maybe the supplier will do something about the fabric this year.
Passes it to Mozgov. Outside, Simmons. And Mozgov throws it down.
Yeah, and this is where Mozgov is at his best, using that size and length to attack the cup.
Shot good by Diallo. And so it's Augustine who will bring it up for the Orlando Magic. To the paint. Another shot. And Martin with the lay-in. Good. Oklahoma City's gone 3 of 6 tonight when they've let it fly from downtown. The shot by Nader, no good. Orlando's gone 2 of 5 on three-point shots since the end of the third quarter. Augustine passes to Isaac. His three-pointer's off the mark.
Well, he got off to a terrific start from the perimeter, but in the second half, he can't seem to build on that early success.
And giving up a lot of inches, he was still, though, determined to make the play.
Yeah, this is the time you can use that word, tenacity. Some guys wouldn't even try that shot, but he goes in there undeterred.
Did you ever think, Brent, that we'd see this many players, 6'10", 6'11", 7-footers, handling the ball and shooting like we're seeing them shoot from that kind of distance?
I'm hopeful for it. I've been hopeful for it, and it doesn't surprise me about what the league is. This is a very select group of people that have the right combination of DNA and genetics, and the fact that these guys are more and more capable with their skill set, not a surprise to me, Kevin.
So fun to watch, too. My goodness. Martin wide open. He fires. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. Patterson's got his 8th rebound here tonight. Here's Nader. And the rebound goes to Martin. Martin's got his 5th rebound in this one. To the middle, here's Isaac. The basket good off the assist from Simmons. Simmons got his 9th assist in the game now.
Yeah, I like the concentration there. Isaac showing how skilled he is on the block. Feels like no one can stop it.
Guys, he can't miss. I swear, he was trying to miss that. He did not miss. That means he can't miss.
Augustine with it, guarded now by Patrick Patterson. Augustine passes to Martin, all by himself. Here's Noel. That shot off. Excellent D there from Mozgov. Outside, Simmons. Pass to Augustine. To the middle. Got a piece of it. And stolen by Noel. Here's Patterson. It's good again, and an excellent 7 for 8 shooting night so far.
Patterson in a groove right now, very confident with his ability in this game to score the basketball.
Schroeder against Augustine. There's no longer a home and road designation as far as light and dark jerseys. Is that an issue at all? I mean,
not really. It's a little off-putting. Some games where you just flip on and your
trying
brain's
to figure out where they exactly.
Where is this game being played?
Yes.
But with how many alternate jerseys last year teams had and specialty jerseys they had, it's a lot of fun to see the apparel companies paint a different picture on the floor.
And the Magic making a change here. Owundu's checked in. Stolen by Martin. Simmons with it. Here's Owundu. No good from outside.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
And it's sent back by Isaac. And up the court come the Magic on the break. And a wide open look for Simmons. Drops in the tray off the fast break.
Boy, this final period, they are putting up a ton of shots from deep.
Yeah, and making them. Once you get into this kind of rhythm with the 3 ball, it is so difficult for the defense to do anything about it.
Inside. Basket number 5 goes in. He's now 5 of 12 from the floor.
Not sure you can ask for a better look. He can make those shots while sleeping.
Here's Diallo. It's hauled in by the Magic. Mozgov's got 4 rebounds in this game. Isaac. The Thunder pull it in.
Yeah, bad shot there. Trust is lacking. You got to be willing to make the extra pass.
Yep, just too anxious to try and make something happen out there. This is about the team, not about you.
No good from Simmons. Oklahoma City has gone 3 of 6 tonight when they've let it fly from downtown. And he gets it to go. Diallo's got 16 points here in the second half.
And where's the fight defensively? I mean, you know you need stops to stop the bleeding.
Yeah, down by double digits, failing to shut down the lane. It has been a rough night.
I tell you, Isaac has great vision for a big man. Can see over defenders easily thanks to that size. And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for Oklahoma City.
This was a team performing to its fullest capability.
A hugely satisfying win. A game that not many will soon forget. And on the other side, one that I think most will try to forget.
And on the year, this will turn out to be win number 34 for them.
And with this win, it gives them a sweep of the season series, even though it's just a brief 2-game.
And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for Russell Westbrook.
Just active on defense, little things like clawing and scrapping and tipping passes and contesting shots. Came up with a lot of steals.
And just a step ahead of the D in that possession there, making the pass. Nice assist.
It's Schroeder with the drive. It falls for his 7th bucket of the contest. He's 7 for 9.
And you can tell they're ready to start celebrating a well-deserved victory here tonight.
Yeah, you can see the fans. They've already started celebrating themselves. A gutty performance.
And this is how you close out a game, not taking any chances.
Yeah, you gotta be relentless in this game or the tide can turn on you. Not here, not tonight.
They get it again. Martin with the bucket. Time called here. The Thunder decide to talk it over.
Start it.
Chance now to recognize our Jordan Player of the Game, Russell Westbrook.
And guys, he's been about as close to perfection as you can be. The intensity he's played with has been amazing. Just no let up. And as fired up as he's been, he's never let his emotions get out of control.
What a connection he has to these fans. They love him here. And the more he has games like this, the deeper that connection gets. Here's Schroeder, and the layup falls.
Well, a versatile attack and a change of speed guard. Once Schroeder gets things going, the opposition could be in for a long night.
It's a 4-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. Grant gets a wide open look, and the shot falls short this time.
That's just poor shooting right now from him, and I'm not sure why he's even attempting those kind of shots.
Patterson can't get it to go. And here is Grant. So no problem for Oklahoma City as they get the win. This game may not have been the most exciting we've ever seen, but you have to appreciate just what a clinical performance they put on.
I know their fans appreciated it, and we saw at times just stretches of excellent defense, potency from an offensive standpoint as well. They were pretty much dominant.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks, Russell. We often are told that the first game at home after a long road trip is like the last game of the road trip. How important was getting this win here?
It was huge, man. Coming off the loss last night, a tough one, and it was a great win for us. Got back in front of our home crowd, and we played great.
We'll see if the home cooking can keep you going. Thanks, Russell.
All right, David, thank you. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Brent Barry, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan along with our 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. See you later.